Hey everyone, welcome back to Where's Will's Manufactured Home Tours. Welcome to the manufacturedhomes.com offices here in California. Not too long ago, I went out and did some home tours and I captured this cool little park model I wanted to share with you. So let's get on out there so I can tell you all about it.
Today we are at Paramount Manufactured Home Sales, everyone, and we are checking out this cute little park model right here. Walking around the house, I wanted to show you a few things like that door right there. That is where your water access is, and next to that, your electrical panel is also located outside. We got some big windows up top, and those two big windows belong to two separate lofts in this park model. I have not seen two lofts in a park model ever before. And we're coming around the other side looking at pretty nice. But what we're looking at, everyone, today is the Athens Park model ATH-06. This is built by Silvercrest in Corona, California, and it is a one bed, one bath that sits at 397 square feet. Anything over 399 is not a park model. We have a nice little porch here, and the price of this model, as shown, is $112,509. Let's get in there. Let's continue this home tour.
Where's Will?
It's time to see the interior of this little one. Now, walking into this home, please remember it's only 397 square feet, so we are in a small home. And walking into this living room that has a nice air conditioner, a nice window up there, that's good. A decent amount of light in here. The size of this room right here is 7 feet 10 inches by 11 feet 2 inches. And before we really get going, do me a favor, hit that like button. Helps the channel out, helps me out. And if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button. Then you'll know when these tours are posted. Now, walking along through this house, the one thing that I don't see is enough room for any kind of dining. That is the one thing that I'm kind of tripping out on so far because, here's the door right here to the left, and this is where I would assume the dining room would go, but you don't have a lot of room. But hey, it is a park model. So let's look in here. We've got adjustable shelves, nice quality construction, MDF, doors, and we got some nice wood drawers there, looking pretty nice, pretty strong, because of course this thing can move, and if you need some shingles, we got some underneath there. Looking at this kitchen here, you have a small dishwasher. I'm surprised. I like that. We've got some decent amount of drawers and doors, I'd have to say, for a size of this, and maybe you could put a couple stools there and sit on this counter. That's an option, maybe. We have a nice window above the sink, though. That is great. We have lots of storage, though. That's the one thing I'm giving a lot of props to, because just look at all of the cupboards. Now, of course, you don't have a pantry, but you have a nice amount of cupboards and cabinets here, and this home is set up for a gas range, but of course in the ordering process you can change that to electric if you need to. It has a nice microwave range hood on top there, and a small little restroom here, and this restroom right here is actually looking pretty darn nice. It's for the size, pretty decent. You have a decent, I think this is about a 42-inch shower right here. Excuse me, I'm wrong, 36-inch. And the step off is about 3 inches there. Spinning around, you have your solo vanity, a nice elongated toilet. Now, we have some storage right above there, but that right there, you see that little wall protrusion? I'm afraid I'm going to hit my head when I go in there. Let me just put it that way. But they had to do that because that's going to help with stairs that we're going to go up in a moment. But right now, we're walking into the primary. Nice big window right there. I'm digging that. See, on this side, you have a little wall protrusion. But the size of this room is 9 feet 6 inches by 11 feet 2 inches. And that's kind of crazy because your living room was 7 feet 2 inches. So your bedroom's 2 feet larger than your living room would be. And right here, you have some built-in drawers. You have closets on both sides of that dresser setup right there, with a little bit of room for a TV. So that is kind of nice right there, I'd have to say. And like I said, we have a small little bit of closet there, looking pretty nice. Now, overall, the size of this home is quite small, but they have packed a lot in this little thing. Like right here, that is where your stackable washer and dryer will go. I didn't expect to see that either walking into this house, especially with a double loft. Now, this is a feature I have not seen. Now, we're going to go up here, and then it splits. Usually it just goes up to one side and it's the whole thing. And then looking over here, the front side is 91 square feet. I don't know the exact dimensions, but I do like the tray ceiling because I can easily, scuffle on my knees up here. And for little ones, this would be great. This would be so much fun. If my grandparents had something like this, I would be up there all the time. And then right on over here on the other side, it's 95 square feet, a little bigger. Again, those tray ceilings just give you a little bit more room. So kudos to them on this design because I really like this. What do you think? Let me know what your thoughts are on this home in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it because this is an interesting little park model that like I've said, I haven't seen a designer style like that before. But hey, let's get on out of this little guy. Let's hop back onto the office and we can talk a little bit more about park models and where you might be able to find them, where you might be seeing them, or what they're really used for. So let's hop back onto the office and I'll see you then.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the office. I hope you enjoyed that short, quick tour of that park model. I actually did. I saw some features that I haven't seen before, some features that I wasn't too sure about, but overall I'd have to give this one a 3.5, maybe even a 4. I enjoyed it, and on that note, I want to announce the winners of last week's comments, little contest I had going on here. So for Wednesday's video, which was the Silvercrest, I would like to announce that at Joel Nazaretian, I hope I said that right, 7513. He stated, I love this home, starting with the monoslope half roof, giving it a contemporary flair and uniqueness. Thank you for using better words than I could. I'm just saying. That was great. Inside is no less impressive with the high ceilings and clerestory windows. I like the flat panel painted doors that give it a sleek contemporary look throughout the home. It would be nice if the cabinet doors had the cabinet doors and barn doors could be painted. Flat panels too. And if the laundry room door had windows in it, it would bring natural light into the darkened room. Absolutely. The light colored flooring adds to the airy, bright interior. Very, very cool home with a great price and size. A side note, do they actually have parks with homes like this in Southern California, where the homes are newer and your house isn't next to a 60-year-old trailer? Any range of lot rents in Southern California that you're aware of? This home is a 4 for me. Thanks for another fine home tour. Now, thank you, Joel. To answer some of those questions, it was a great home. But to answer some of those questions, they do have a few parks. A lot of them have gotten bigger, better. They've upgraded. I'm in Orange County, and the ones around here, I'd have to say range. They usually have. I haven't seen anything like a 1976 or anything like that. They're usually about like 2006 on up. So they kind of look a little oldish, but they're not not like that 1972 next to a brand new one. So you'd have to kind of do some homework. Take a look at manufacturedhomes.com and take a look at some of the communities around if you wanted to take a look. As for lot rents. I've actually been looking around and again, I'm in Orange County, California. There's LA County, there's the Inland Empire, and they're all different counties. So, areas are, one different to, zoning, everything else, but, it ranges. The cheapest that I have seen is about, I think it was $765 for lot rent for a 55 and older community. The highest that I've seen is upwards of $4,000. I've even seen $5,000 up to $10,000 lot rents out in the beach communities because believe it or not, some of the beach communities like Newport Beach, there are manufactured home communities that look more like stick boats than anything else, but these are 2 stories and they're really nice. We have a video on the manufacturedhomes.com YouTube page if you ever want to take a look at that. And yeah, they range depending on where you're at. It could be 500 to $2,000 on up. So just saying, and for the ADU for Friday's video, I'd like to say at Thomas63R2. Thank you for your comment. I appreciate everyone's comments. I live in an 864 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1-bath prairie ranch house built in 1945. I was intrigued to see how this 865 square foot house was laid out. My house is a 36 by 24, pretty close, and quite different. There's no hallway in my house, so the rooms are bigger, but the Harmony house uses its floor space much more efficiently with more features, bigger closets, and I like this a lot. Thank you. I will That is a great comment. Both are great comments. I hope I answered some of those questions. If you're not, send another question at me. But I'm going to reach out to you guys in a little bit and send you a $25 gift card. Congratulations. And thank you so much for being part of the community. And today I wanted to quickly talk a little bit about park models. Have you ever thought about getting a park model? Have you ever seen what they are? So, quickly, what are they? They're a unique style, small factory built home, only under 400 square feet, and are built to the ANSI A119.5 standards rather than the HUD code. So essentially, it's an RV. This home is actually an RV. Key features and appeal: compact and comfortable, just like this home I would have to say was compact and comfortable. A lot of them have high-end finishes. Hey, that microwave and oven was looking pretty nice there. Mobility, if you needed to move it, from place to place, you actually could, because technically it is an RV. And it's outdoor living focus. And the reason people love them, affordability. Lifestyle choice. Honestly, because for 5 years I was traveling, right? If I could have had something like this coming with me, life would have been grand, but that's kind of a big pipe dream right there. A low maintenance resort living, depending on where you go, things to keep in mind, when it comes to park models, is limited full-time use. Because they're classified as an RV, local laws may not allow year-round living in some areas. And in California, that's probably true in a lot of areas. Financing differences: you may need an RV loan rather than a traditional mortgage or even a shadow loan. So, those are things to keep in mind when you go and look at these. And then placement rules. You can't just drop a park model anywhere. Zoning and community rules apply. So, those are just quickly, some of the things about park models and why they're so awesome. And I mean, I have seen a lot. They're very, very popular out in Florida. And you could probably, think why is retirement and so forth in California. There's a few, but not as many as like Florida. So, it's great. But thank you everyone for joining me today. Thank you. Congratulations to the winners. I will see you guys next week when we come back on Wednesday with a new video. But thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope to see you again wherever that home tour is going to be. But until then, remember to live smarter, choose manufactured, have a wonderful day, and travel easy. We'll see you next time, everyone.